players. If you're looking for a cooperative card game that's great for 2 players, then you're going to want to check out Kinfire Delve, Vainglory's Grotto. In this game, you will play as one of the 2 Seekers, each with their own unique deck of cards as well as their own unique abilities, as well as a unique Lantern card, which is a one-time action card unless you are able to kind of revive it more than once during the game. Together, you will work through different well cards, which might be challenges that you're going to fight against to either earn rewards if you complete them, or you might suffer penalties if you fail them. And you can also interact with event cards, which will affect the game in some way or another. Ultimately, you are just trying to get through the well deck in order to face one of the masters of the well in order to defeat them and win the game. I thought this game, first of all, looked really great. All of the art is really, really nice. It has such a good aesthetic. Some of the cards have all of this like gold foil on them. Overall, absolutely gorgeous game. I also just thought that the game worked really well. I thought it was, for me, very clearly designed with 2 players in mind. I thought that the solo was fine. You're just one Seeker and you're just working your way through your deck, boosting your own actions if you can, things like that. But I thought that it was a way more interesting game to play with 2. I thought that those decks complemented each other really, really well in a way that just, again, made for a more interesting gameplay. So I would probably always recommend playing at 2 personally. I like that there's kind of that layer of strategy where you're like, okay, I'm gonna play a certain action card against a certain challenge in order to have like a better odds of doing well, or I'm not gonna boost you this turn to hang on to more cards, things like that. That planning out of your actions while also still having a little bit of a luck factor in both what cards are coming out of the well deck, what cards you have in your hand, and rolling dice to try and get a few extra value points when you're doing challenges. It doesn't always work out for you, but you always kind of have that opportunity. But some of the well cards effects do affect that roll and maybe might make things better or worse. So you also kind of have to factor that in when you're deciding what challenges to attempt. Again, overall, I thought this game worked pretty well. It is about an hour, give or take, and it really depends on what cards are coming out of the well, and you'll work through that deck faster or slower depending on what your rewards are. So it can feel a little bit lengthy sometimes, but most of the time I would say it doesn't overstay its welcome, and it's kind of just the right length for what you're doing in the game. But if you like cooperative games, if you like 2-player games where you're complementing each other's cards really well, then you'll definitely want to check this one out, and you can see my full thoughts on the blog today.